Folks, welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, hey, how you doing? My name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. Welcome to the warehouse. Again, if you are new here, these videos, they're very long. They're long form videos. I basically document everything that I'm doing building this business. We sell on eBay. We have a bit of an e-waste business. We also do a little bit of wholesale and we do a whole bunch of different things. If you want to know what that looks like, what I'm doing, how I'm making it happen, we've been doing it. This is our 6th year now. We just started in January as our 6th year. And if you want to see what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, the decisions I'm making, this is the content for you. However, I will be frank, I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I'm not here to give you guides. I'm literally just, sharing my point of view, my experience. If I can help, I will. If you've got a question or if there is something that you want to see and I can make that happen for you, I will do my best to help you 100%. But I'm really just documenting this journey to show that you can get out there and do something like this yourself. It doesn't have to be eBay, it doesn't have to be business. What I mean is you can start from zero and build something that is great and wonderful and that is your passion and hobby and dream and make that happen. So I really just want to help inspire others go after what it is that they want, and this is my way of doing that. So building my dream, we sell clothing mainly. As I did mention, we do have an e-waste business as well, which is all down that side. We do a whole bunch of different things. We sell to a lot of other businesses, wholesale, obviously I sell on eBay, and we have a few different things in the pipeline to help continue to build out the broader enterprise of this business. Today is the 19th of January, it's Monday morning, it's 7 a.m, just gotten in. It's gonna be a big week, folks. I mean, it's always a big week, but second week back since being away. And last week was really good. Like we ended up doing probably about 7,500, might have been a little bit more than that. All things considered, because the prior weeks while I was away, we were only doing like 3,500, 4,000. So good to see that momentum's picking back up, but we've got a long way to go to get back up to where I wanna be. So this week, there's a number of different things that we need to achieve. Today I need to actually sort through some stock that needs to be just confirmed whether we're listing it or not. Obviously we're gonna do a pick, pack and post. I won't be doing that, Dion will be doing that. The team will be doing photos over here as well. That's really the main focus at the moment for the team is just photo, and then list. I've also got to do some wholesale prep. So last week I did put out a short video where I offered, if people are looking for certain stock, if I've got it and it meets the cost criteria for them and I can make some money on it too, I'll sell it. Did have a good interest in that. So I've got to do a little bit of that today. I've got to call a potential opportunity today as well, figure out if that's something a deal that I can buy. Not really looking at buying a deal, but hey, opportunities come, you make the most of it, and really just continue to push through this week. Now, it is the 19th of Jan, so usually on the 17th of the month, I have to process all my consignments, a lot of my expenses, so I've got to do a little bit of that this morning. I do need to send out an updated contract for one of my staff. This is the stuff I've got to sort through, stuff not to be sold and stuff to be reviewed. But yeah, it's going to be a big week, folks. Lots of things happening. Hopefully we can make some more progress on the e-waste. I think I've got my walkie stacker this week, getting its maintenance done. Lots of things. So buckle up, come along for the ride. If you've got questions along the way, do let me know. And I'm also putting out short form content every day as well. So if there's things there you want to see, great. Oh, we've got the washing going out. We've got washing coming back. So there's that too. So many things. Anyway, I'm going to put the phones on charge, get myself set up, and let's get into it. All right, folks, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that I've got to get done. I've just been writing it down simply because there's so much in my head and there's probably some other things I've forgotten. So I'll probably have to add to this list, but I kind of wanted to take you through it. Now, one of the challenges, not really challenges, one of the feedback items that I got last year was with the content that I create. Yes, it's very long, but people actually wanted it to be longer simply because they wanted me to go through the bits and bobs, the real finite details of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and some of the thinking behind it. Now, I thought I was doing that, but apparently not, and that's okay. Like, I'm here to address that feedback. So really just showing you how I kind of operate, the way I work, the reason why I do things and the thinking behind it. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right. Like, I'm figuring it out as I go, but this week's a big one. Like, we've got a whole bunch of different stuff, and I really want to just help you see some of the things that come through at the start of the week. So this is week starting 19th of Jan. the thing is, this is going to change. This will change probably 3 times because so many things happen. Now, I've already missed one thing here. I've just realized I've got to call new pickup. Oh, I just realized there was another thing. So anyway, I'll take you through it. So what we've got here is, these are all the things that I need to be doing this week. Now, they're not necessarily super in order or anything like that, but this will give you some idea of the things that's on my mind. New e-waste opportunities. So as you know, last year things changed. Last week we were testing a lot of those processes in terms of what the expectations were of what my contract now wants us to do. All good problems, but it also meant there were some things which, because we weren't able to confirm something, or they wanted it, you know, very detailed, we just said, you know what, it's not worth it for some items anymore, so those won't no longer be sold. Now, that was going to take a bit of a hit to our business revenue-wise, but we also realized, and after chatting to some great mates and friends and stuff, that there is some good opportunity there. So that's, you know, testing out, actually upskilling myself and all those different things. So I'm going to continue to do that this week. We've actually got a whole bunch of stuff arriving today, some equipment for me to test out some more stuff. So when I get to that, we will do that. Probably might not get to it today, it might be tomorrow. Over the weekend, we had a whole bunch of wholesale orders come through. I put out a short form video, as I mentioned earlier. I've got to start to prep that today and tomorrow and just see what I've got, see if the customer's interested. No harm, no done, like if they don't want it, but you know, just got to do it. A bit of a stock cleanup. We are needing to do a bit of a review of all the jackets here as well. Just make sure, see what's in stock, nothing falling off. But I've also got a whole bunch of listings which need to come out, or we photoed and they just weren't good enough quality. So just go through a little bit of that admin. I've got admin to do this week. I've got contracts to update. I've got to pay staff. I've got insurance to do. I've got payouts to do. Whole bunch of stuff. It's just that time of year, start of the year. This is when our warehouse, we got our warehouse on the February 10th or 8th last year. So we're just coming up to renewals of stuff. So I've got to spend some time on that this week. Clothing processing. So we've got huge backlogs out there. We've got to keep on that, which goes hand in hand with the washing. So we've got to finalize some washing bags going out. We've got washing getting picked up and dropped off today. So we've got to do that this week, but also we'll have more going out. There's a new opportunity for a new business partner. When I say business partner, basically there is a collection service that's ramping up in my area, and we're trying to get involved together. That's not going to happen, but I know there's a little bit that needs to happen on that this week. So that's exciting if we can get that spinning up. And there might be a little bit more pressure on me to see if I can take over and actually do some pickups for them. So exciting stuff, but you know, we've got to see where it lasts or where it goes. Skill stacking. I'm just continuing to stack up new skills simply because, especially in the e-waste space, learning to take on that knowledge. And one thing that, if I can give anyone any advice, is be willing to learn, be willing to research, be willing to put in the reps at the start. It's really annoying. You feel like you're wasting time, but then you have the ability to do something. Right? Those iPhones that we did last week, and I'll take you through them a little bit later, we sold a lot of them that we were doing Friday. And it was an extra $200, $230, which usually we would have got $25 a piece for. So, you know, we've 10x'd our output on that. Obviously, I don't get all of that money, but, you know, it's just things like that to consider. We've also got to do the media bins this week. So that way, next week, I can have my media guy come pick up some media and also come pick up some hi-fi units and stuff. I've got to finalize, I haven't even put it here, got to finalize the e-waste pickup. I've got to just finalize the weights on that. We've also got to do photo and listing. So that, I mean, that's number one priority, but I'm not doing a lot of that. That's the team doing that. And I've got to call someone who reached out to me over the weekend for a big buyout, see if I can make an offer and see if it's worth it. And then, yeah, got to do the e-waste pickup and get that organized. Hopefully have another e-waste e-waste pickup drop-off coming this week as well, probably later in the week. I've also got to do a cardboard run. I didn't get to do that last week. It's so many things. And I'm sure this will change, but that's the reality of the business, is it continues to change. Oh, I've also got, I got to stock up on some supplies. We need bubble wrap, we need tape, all these different things. Dion's going to kill me because I haven't done it yet. Supplies. There we go, we need tape and we need bubble wrap. So yeah, I'm going to get on that as well today. So lots of things to do, folks. Let's start doing it, I guess. I'm going to start off with some admin just while it's quiet and the team isn't here. And oh, I actually I already did a video on this, but we sold these 2 jackets. This is a Filson. This is a wool blend. This thing is incredible. Went for about 220, 240 bucks, somewhere there. And then we've got this D squared jacket. This has gone to Japan. This one went for about 408 or 420 plus postage to Japan. Beautiful jacket. This one was our piece. This was a consignment piece, so we'll get 50% of the profits on that one. Yeah, I've got to do a bit more of a cleanup over here too. So many things, guys. There's lots of things, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Anyway, let's go do some work, team. Let's do it. All right, good news. We've done the insurance. Well, we've kicked that off, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Contracts, I've sent the updated contract. Next thing that needs to come through is I've also paid the consignments. There's 1 pending. So I'm waiting for them to send me the invoice. They haven't sent me the invoice. Actually, there's 2 pending. So can't really do anything about that till they do. And I'm just gonna continue. There's actually 3 potentially. 1 didn't have any payouts, but I just need to send them an email. But the big ones, which were like between 1,500 and 3,000 that I had to pay out, that's all done. Staff wages, that's going to happen on Wednesday. That's when they finish their timesheets. So that's all done. Next thing I think we're going to tackle is, Dion's about to rock up. So we'll probably have a bit of a catch up, and then I'll have the other stuff arriving at 9. But washing, I've got to get that out to the front. So this is important. And then I really probably need to do this because I've been, the stock cleanup, because I've been putting that one off. And that's essentially sorting those things out there. So probably get to that in a moment. What I'm going to do right now is actually I'm just going to upload my short video content, and then yeah, then I'll get onto that. The team should be here by then. Alright folks, this is what we've got going out. As I said a bit earlier, not too many orders. We've got about 37 orders, but we have managed to do a pretty high ASP. I think it was around $83 or something. We did sell a belt, which we'll have to go through authentication again, but well, it's already been authenticated by eBay, but that's just the way it is. We sold some AFL cards. We did actually sell 2 of the phones, which we listed on Friday. They've all gone. So I think one went for 99 and the other one for 115 or something. So happy with that. So that process is working really well. And the rest in here is just, we've got some multi-quantity. For some reason we've been selling lots of Disney, so Dan's a bit confused by that. There's a bit of an in joke there. And other than that, it's just, yeah, lots of jackets and fleecy stuff. There's a bit of Carhartt. But yeah, just kind of like bread and butter stuff. But hey, I'm happy with it. Alright folks, just got all the washing back, so I'm going to get this all set up and flat laid out. Alright folks, we've got a couple more things that have just come through off Amazon. So we've got a whole bunch of things so we can start to manage, format, data manage and format hard drives and SSDs. And we've also got a little device here to be able to check power usage and currents running through the iPods, iPhones, all the basic little phone devices, simply because sometimes when we put them in the charge, nothing happens. So this will tell me if there's amps coming through. So just getting a few bits and bobs to help, yeah, with some of the new processes. So these will help with all of those, which hopefully we'll get to these. Might even test it today. All right, team, postage is done. Just 1 bag actually today. So 1 bag and a half over there. That one's still getting put together. We've got all the washing now flat laid as well. I've been pulling out all these jackets and just making up a video to send to a customer that's potentially looking to buy them. Good deal there. I think there's about 60 plus, it must be about 70 jackets. Not really much vintage, it's all kind of modern, and some of them are a bit iffy, but some of them are pretty good too. So I'm going to send that to them, see if they're interested. If not, then they will be available for someone else. And then I've got to still do well, Dion's gone, so Dion's got his kid today with school holidays, so they're going to do some stuff, which is all good. That's all part of the plan. I will probably end up getting into a bit more of this stuff over here, and I do need to do another wholesale prep order for someone that's, so from the video that I put out the other day, some people interested in some other stuff, so I've got to do that today, tomorrow as well. So lots of, yeah, just kind of sorting and shuffling of things, but hopefully that pans out. Otherwise I'm going to get straight into more of the e-waste and get this stuff listed and sold. Plus, I want to learn and have a little bit of fun with it. So, all right, team. So we've got this new hard drive caddy set up, and we're doing a whole bunch of things over here. Actually, just testing too. So we've got an SSD, and we have a 1.5 terabyte, just a Western Digital. So I'm going to get both of these tested. Well, actually, sorry, they've already been tested. They're both working a charm. There is an interesting situation with one of them that says 99% unknown, but I'm not sure what that necessarily means. I've got to do some research, but the other one's all good. So at the moment, I'm just formatting both of them, and then they'll be good to use. All right, team, it's almost lunchtime. Actually having someone come do their, we get a quarterly maintenance done on the walkie stacker, so we're getting our first one done since we took over for it last year. So they're coming in about 30 minutes, but for now I'm gonna get some lunch, and I'm also just been doing a little bit of admin, but it looks like I have sold off those jackets. There's 70 there, so that's a good win. And then I'm just waiting back to hear from the other customer around one of the other bundles that I'm doing. So yeah, not too bad. Hi team, it's all happening. I've got the 4 boxes of the jackets that I'm just getting all priced up, and gonna hopefully get that sent out today. Just had the walkie stacker, had its maintenance done. It's just on a quarterly basis, which that was quick and easy. Crown has been amazing, like, don't get me wrong, and the machines are great, but the admin staff are shocking. So the guy came, and I was actually surprised because I've only had this like since August last year, and I was surprised that they'll come in and do it so early, because I've only done like 5 actual total hours on it. Like, we hardly use it at this point, because it's like, you know, once or twice a week, and it's like 10 minutes. And he said, yeah, well, he understands why. I was a bit surprised because it's only done that much, but on his machine, on his tablet, I don't know, they've got the wrong serials or something. It said it done 11,000 hours. So anyway, it's all good. Took him like 15-20 minutes, so easy done. All right, so I'm going to get this quoted up, this wholesale lot, and then I'm probably going to jump onto the next wholesale lot. Actually, I did check the hard drives to see if they've finished doing their thing. They're actually taking a while. So I don't know if that's because the device, the machine itself, the desktop is a little bit slow, but it's still going, still flashing away, and it looks like this one is still at it as well. So it's going to take a bit. All right, folks, it's never a dull day. Just had a 46-minute call with a new potential opportunity of a buyout. However, so that was going to be this one, the new pickup opportunity. That has now been done. I've made an offer on it. They're going to come back to me. All right, so that's done. We've already ordered the supplies of tape. I did that. Dion made me do that straight away. This is eWaste is now scheduled for Tuesday. They're going to come get that. The walkie stacker has been done, which wasn't even on this list. The washing has been done and sent out for this week. We do need to make some more bags though. We'll worry about the order. 1 of 2 is done. I'm waiting for payment, but hopefully we've done about $700 there. And yeah, we've got this in progress. As you can see, we're making some good progress on this already. So this is happening as well. I've had this customer come back, and they're going to be sending me the invoice later this week. So no harm done there. I'm going to go see what's happening out there. I'm going to go start on the second wholesale order now, just trying to get that done. If I can get that done today, that means tomorrow I've got a full day to be able to just do work. All right, team, we just made up a big lot of 52 button shirts, sweaters, knits. There's Ralph in this, there's Tommy in this, there's Nordica in this, there's Wrangler in this, and the customer reached out, they gave me a price, we agreed on it. I've just sent them a video just to do due diligence. They originally only wanted 50 items. I found 52, so sometimes I usually add in a couple of extra just to, you know, in case there's something that they find in there that I missed, just as a sign of, you know, good faith. So I'm going to send the video to them now, make sure they're happy, and then we'll hopefully get this one posted out today. All right, quick update. Wholesale orders have now been done. Now we've done 2 of 2. Of course, they have to still pay and commit, so let's see if they actually come through. But we're looking at about $1,300 if that happens. Of course, that's not profit, that is revenue. Of that, I'm not obviously going to say profit too much because I've made a little bit. Because the people watching this have bought off me. But yeah, made a little bit on the top, not much. but it's good to just get the cash flow. That cash flow is really good because we've had some high expenses come through. All my insurances are renewing and all that. So just for my van, my insurance is expensive, and then I've got the warehouse, I've got the walkie stacker. There's a lot of expenses. So that's done. Other than admin, I mean, the only best to do is staff payments, like that doesn't happen till Wednesday. I've got to go do some more postage now. This is still happening, of course, so we've done pretty good. This comes tomorrow. We will probably do this later in the week, although it's going to be hot, so we'll see what Dion wants to do. This is all part of this, so yeah, pretty good update. Let's go do some postage. We've got about another 10 items going out. Things have just kind of, yeah, trickled over just in the last hour or so. Just going to see what we've got here. We've got, it's 6 items. I'll show you what we've got. It's not much. I do apologize for the loud fan. It is so hot in here. We've got the fan going. So we've got some Rider jeans. We've got actually this guy. We just listed this a couple of days ago. This is 22,668. Nice little, I think it's a witchery sweater. Can't believe we're selling sweaters at the moment. A little bit of Saba. And there's a jersey going out as well. So not too bad. Alright, good news. One of these discs has finally finished. I'm going to have to leave this on overnight, I think. Because they're taking way too long. But it could have been because I was doing them at the same time. Anyway, one of them is now finished. And basically that means it's good to go. I'm just going to quickly refresh this. Got this unknown, but anyway, it's done. I'll take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of the device. I might have a person that wants to buy it as well already. Yeah, not too bad. So, how much is this SSD even worth? This SSD, which I've now photoed, which literally took 12 seconds. The last one sold for $28. So it's not really anything crazy, but the beauty is testing all this, getting all used to it. It's real passive. I mean, all we do is just put it in there and leave it. Oh, the other one just finished. Sweet. It's passive. So you set it up, you put it behind you while you go do some other stuff, and everyone's happy days. There's an error. Anyway, my point is, the first part of all this is learning, getting the skills, understanding it, and then once you're able to do it on a regular basis, it makes it very simple. But the beauty for these is selling them in bulk. The buyers for these are kind of like my wholesale buyers, the people that buy my laptops. They're always looking for more of these. So if you can get 10 of them, and you sell them for, even if you sell them at a wholesale rate, maybe you sell them at, rather than selling them at 28, maybe you're selling them at 20, because it's cheaper for them, and you've got 10, 20 of them. That's where you start to make the money. So that's probably the basis I'm going to work off. Alright team, that is a wrap. I did do one other phone just now, and that's all done and dusted, so I'll get that listed when I get home. I've sent both invoices to both the customers now as well. One of them has agreed, all good. The other one I'm still waiting to hear back, so I guess that's tomorrow's problem. Yeah, pretty successful. Feel like I haven't really got much of the like operation stuff done, but we've actually done a fair bit. Like I've achieved everything I kind of wanted to achieve anyway, so can't really complain. Happy days. This is it. All done and dusted. I'm out of here. It is now 4:20. I'll drop the post off and catching up with someone to talk about one of these collection business opportunities that we was talking about a bit earlier. So that's also on their list today. So it's been a busy day. We've actually achieved quite a lot. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao. Folks, and just like that, it was Tuesday. Straight back into it. It's 7-Eleven. Had to pick up a couple of pallets, some empty pallets on the way in. So picked up those. I'm just going to get some phones on charge and get ready for the day. But hope you're all doing well. Things have been a little bit quiet over the evening, which is a little bit unfortunate, a bit frustrating, but we continue to thrive. One big thing that has come up in the last, well, it's more so for America because Australia's been doing it for a while now, is the new promoted listing attribution that has come into eBay, and it's basically coming to US as well. But what that means is basically if anyone clicks on something that you're promoting, even if they don't buy it, basically it gets assigned to a promoted listing sale. And there is still a very big challenge in terms of, like, in order to you know, sell more items, you need to be promoting them. And, you know, the promotion, the basic promotion rate continues to go up. Now, there is also pay per click, which is a different approach, which is basically if someone clicks on your item, you get charged. And that I don't like, because I get a lot of people looking at my store just simply because they're comparing pricing or they're following or whatever. So that doesn't really work for me. Now, our promoted listings at the moment, we promoted about 3%. Sometimes we jump up to about 6% max, but a lot of the time I'm trying to avoid to rely on heavy promotion, because I like to think that we are providing a value service. But in order to get ranked, in order to see traffic, in order to see impressions, you do need to be promoting to be able to get that space or get that position in that space to be able to be seen. So definitely one of the challenges. The reason I talk about it is I've heard a lot of people chatting about it. I was on the way in, I was listening to some stuff, and there was like 2 or 3 people, and then a video popped out, and I was just like, gee, everyone's jumping on this. So I thought I'd just make a mention of it. Today, 20th of June, number of things need to happen today. The 2 customers that have agreed to some wholesale, the $1,300, they still have not paid. So we're just waiting for that to come through so we can get sorted on it. But I'm going to just quickly have a look through here and see what we've got going. So wholesale orders we'll wait to see, but this one we're going to get rid of the stock cleanup, because we did a little bit of that yesterday, but we still need to do the jacket. So I'm going to change this to jacket stock tag. We need to do that sometime. Ideally this week would make sense. We want to make some space there. Wholesale orders we'll just get rid of from here, and I'm just going to leave this over here so we know that it's there. Admin, well, let's just update this. We're still going to have to do staff wages, but that's not till Wednesday, because that's when their timesheet recycles into a new staff into a new fortnight, and consignments. So I'm just waiting for some invoices to pay. That's spelled wrong, but it doesn't matter. Clothing processing, so this is just getting the next washing ready, which we will do tomorrow. That washing went out yesterday. All right, new business partner. They've asked if I can come see them tonight, so we're going to chat about that tonight. Skill stacking, I'm just going to remove this because that's kind of like integrated into the new eWaste stuff. So we're just going to put this up here. Skill up. We'll just call it skill stacking, and I'll talk a bit about that later. There's been some questions as well that I want to go through. Media bins we need to do, photo list, that's just standard. I want to try and get some more of the e-waste photoed and listed today. We did one item last night, it is already sold. It was just one mobile device, got $60. E-waste is meant to be coming today. We have already done the purchase of the tape and the supplies that we needed. What I do need to do this morning is labels. So that's actually, I'm going to go jump on that straight away. But other things that we need to do today, really it's just e-waste stuff. I may help out with doing some photos of clothing. I might do that in this afternoon, although it is hot, so I'm not sure. But we do need to just get another round, because I've been listing all my listings ASAP. We've run out of our backlog. So yeah, got to do that. I'm going to get these labels started, and if you don't know what that means, I'll take you through it. And then we're going to get into some stuff. I'm going to answer some questions. Alright, so we use SKUs to put on all our bags, and basically we have to print out new ones every, I usually do 750 at a time, because that's one single roll. So I'm just going to do the next round and get that kicked off so it's running in parallel. Then I'm going to go actually get put the couple of hard drives on the purge. I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, all we're going to do basically is I just grab the last number from the roll that was over near the photo station, which is 22903. And we do it in increments of 1. I print one label, make sure it's working. Yep, and then I just do it from 4, and we do 500, and then we'll come back and do the remaining 250. And then this is just gonna kick off. It's upside down here, but there it is there. And it's gonna start printing out. So, yep, there we go. Just does its thing. Hey, just got paid by one of the wholesalers. One of the wholesale lots. So that's great. I'm gonna get that all sorted as well. This is good win. All right, so we've reinitiated the clean of this disc. Now, the way we do this is we do disc clean all. Essentially what that does is it's writing over every single, I think it's called sector, but basically it's gonna go over every single thing, read over it, and then delete it kind of thing. So rather than just doing a quick clean wipe, which when you do that, it takes literally like, I don't know, 3 seconds. It's not really that secure and data can still be recovered from it. So we want to make sure everything's completely wiped before we put these up for resale. So I'm going to kick that off now. The 1.5 terabytes probably going to take, it's probably going to take a few hours. So I'm just going to do the one at the moment because I think doing the two at the same time, it doubles it. So you may as well just do the one anyway. If this was a better machine, it'd probably be a bit quicker, like in terms of reading and writing data. So we're going to leave that happening, see what happens. I'm going to get this wholesale order now just all sorted and get the tracking for the customer because they've already paid, so we want to get that all sorted for them. And then I'm going to do a short form video, and then we're going to get into the day. All right, the SKUs just finished printing, so what I'm going to do is we grab, hopefully there's an empty roll over here. Yes, there is. So we grab one of these empty rolls like this, and then I'm going to basically stand there for 3 minutes straight rolling up the SKUs onto this. Probably should really do another round of it, but it's just having that. I might actually eventually end up moving this little printer to another computer so we can do it closer to over there or whatever. So this is the last SKU. So take a photo of that or write it down. So that's the number that we need to write down. Need a photo of this. There we go, 23651. And then basically we're gonna chuck him on here and we're just gonna spin away. That's what we're doing. You can't even see me, sorry. Chuck him on here, get him nice and tight. Start doing this. Make sure it is tight. Then once you've started, it kind of then just stays to, that's it. This is what I'm doing. Woohoo! Actually, now's a good time to answer some questions while I do this. So let's do that. Let's get this up. There was a couple of comments that came through. I appreciate everyone getting back on the comment game and the question game. When I say question game, I mean just asking a question. That's all it means. All right, so we had a question come in from we've had a couple of questions come in. All right, so Meredy Benton has asked, how did I set up the person in the Philippines to do the listings on my eBay? So I've got a VA, John, and we also have a listing service. Like if you're looking for someone to do listings for you, we do have a listing service. It's called ProList Assist. We've got a great team that will work with you, help you achieve your goals. We've probably done over 35,000, maybe even 40,000 listings now for customers, very happy customers. And they've been able to achieve their goals. We obviously do charge for it, and you can just order a certain amount of listings for, whether it's a subscription or just for a bucket of amount. So like if you want 500 listings done, that's what we can do. Or if you want it on a regular basis, we can also work that out for you as well. But the answer to this question is actually quite simple. There's actually a section on eBay, and I'm going to put it up on screen, that you can just jump on over to, and it's basically your team management, and you can request to have people added to your account. And then you can give them, a certain level of restriction of what they can and cannot do. Meaning, are they able to, manage orders? Are they able to send items live? Can they manage your marketing? All those different things. So you can obviously select and choose what's right for you. But yeah, that's how you can do it. They've got that built into eBay, and that way it makes it very, very, or I guess authorized access and secure. So no one can be accessing things they shouldn't be accessing. I've got multiple team members doing multiple access on it. So I've got an account for the postage team, which is Dion, and I've also got a couple of other. Back in the day, one of my photographers was going to help with listing, but we didn't go down that route, so they just now just do photos. But they were helping doing some listings and stuff, so they had access as well. So yeah, you can do all that, and I think I've had Carla. There was a period when we first started as well that Carla was helping doing some stuff, so she helped do all those, and that was a great experience. And I can encourage you, if you can get more help, outsource things, or have other people helping you do what you want to achieve, and it doesn't cost you that much, definitely worth doing it, because time is money, and if you can make more money with your time and have someone else do something which is cheaper than you doing it, then you're better off having someone else do it. Really great question. There was another question that came through from Mark Farr. Your non-clothing items, are they mixed into my clothing store or a separate store? They're mixed into my normal store. We started as an everything seller, and then we moved into clothing and just predominantly clothing. So it just made sense. But I think the only reason people do the separation is if it's a branding point. So for instance, if you had a brand and you were saying, and let's say you sell DVDs and you were called DVD Kingdom, well, if you started putting up 20,000 pieces of clothing, it's going to get a bit confusing for your customers. But if you're called, Mark Superstore, then sure, go for it. I don't think it's, a lot of people don't really care. But I think if, you've got a lot of repeat business customers and they know your store already and you've been doing it for like a long period of time, it might make more sense. We actually do have a second store. It's a hidden store at the moment, which will probably have a few more things on it, but that one is unrelated to the business, but to this business at this point. But I am thinking of changing that up a little bit, just to add some additional things on it and test a few things. Use it as a test account as well. So that's my thoughts on that one. The next question was from Traveling with Russell, which I'm going to get to. I'm just going to reset the camera. All right, Traveling with Russell has asked, I hope you're doing well, mate. Thanks for the question. A couple of questions. You spoke about the e-waste and the new systems. Does that mean you need to document and put every single item into the spreadsheet now, or did I misunderstand it? And then also your sales dropped 15K whilst you're gone. What did you put it down to if your staff were doing processes and you had to put in place to keep things going? Okay, so quick answer for the 15K drop. That is because, I was away, but for 2 weeks of the 4 weeks, they were working, and 2 weeks they weren't. So we put the store in time away for 2 weeks. There was a little bit of a backlog of photos in which we were listing, but once that dried up, everyone just took a break. No one was working. And that's what it really came down to, because being in time away, this store kind of just dries up a little bit. We still had, I think we had about 150 orders over the 2 weeks, but obviously that's not the normal throughput. So that's the reason why. In terms of the e-waste, so that's essentially it. In the past, we didn't have to log it in detail, but it now really comes down to, as devices come in, we have to go through a set of steps to understand, does this device have people's information on it? Does it, or is it, is there no data on it? And then how do we validate that? And then it's basically if this, then that. So if the device is clean and fresh and whatever, don't really have to do anything. We just have to, log it and put it into a sheet, and then we can move on with it. But if it does have people's information on it, they want to see all the steps that are taken to, remove that, or it doesn't even go into our sell list and it goes back through the process. In the past, we were able to have other people do this for us, so that's why we're able to sell stuff in bulk. But they no longer want to do that. They want it to kind of happen before it leaves our hands, which 100% is fine. That's why we've had to change some processes. That's essentially it. So it's not as much as just putting it into a spreadsheet, but yes, it's kind of like looking at the device. Does it meet a set of criteria that they've provided? In terms of that criteria, if yes, then if it's all good, happy days, we log it and we move on and we can sell it. If it doesn't, then we have to go through a range of steps. And it's that second part, that range of steps, that's taking us more time to learn, because we weren't doing it onto that basis because we're having someone else do it. And now it means we have to learn it. It means we have to do it. And some of that I don't know and some of that I do know. And that's why it's taking a little bit more time. And that's also because every device, it's not as simple as like every device is exactly the same. Depending on models, versions, years, all those different things. It might be different sequence or different steps or yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's essentially it. Really great question. All right, the SKUs are all done. So I'll get this over here for the team. Actually just want to make sure that we put the right number here. So 22889, 22, where, they must have, oh, I think they were hanging, or maybe they didn't finish them. I don't know. Oh, they're falling down here, that's why. That's why. All right, so that's the last of it there. And then the first one will be 04. All good. So I'll leave that for Dion. I don't think Dion realized that we ran out yesterday because I had the other photographer there. But Dion will get the gist of it. I'll walk him through it when he gets in. All right, that's done. I've done my short video as well. I was just showing people this setup over here. And now I'm gonna, I'm gonna do that short video. And then I'm probably gonna get into a few other things, which of course I will bring you along for the ride. All right, 10. We're making bank, folks. In terms of sales, it's been, as I said, it's been pretty dead. Although we did just sell something as we walked in, but we've only got a total of 6 items going out, and we've actually dropped down now to 89,000. So we're going down. But no, look, this is going to give us, it's probably going to take a good 30 days or so to get back up to where we were. Once we get back into the process of things. So we've got some jeans, we've got a vintage t-shirt going out, we've got some witchery stuff. We did sell one of the phones that I listed yesterday night. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it is what it is. What I am going to be doing this morning, I'll probably start working on that now, is just going to go through and do a bit of a sale. So usually once a month we do a 50% off. We also do usually a 25% off coupon at the start of the month as well. But we already have done that. We've given it a few days to cool off. I think what I'm going to actually do is try something new, and we're going to probably do a buy 2 and then get 50% off. Now that's not for store wide. That will be for a range of different things. And the way I look at it is where we will win is if someone buys like a $100 item and a $50 item, because usually my cost price is probably the same for this. And that means if they spend 150, they're paying $75 for the 2. So it's like 50 or something. And if my cost price is $10, you know, it's not going to be crazy, but it just means we're going to get a bit more cash flow coming through. We're just going to do that with older stock and stock, basically, when I say older stock that's older than 90 days, and just get things moving and grooving. So that's what I'm probably going to work on now, actually, just get that set up. So just going to go through, make sure I don't put, you know, a $600 item or some of the, I can't do it on consignment items and things like that. But yeah, I think this is probably the option forward. It's the 20th of Jan, so we'll do that, and that means we'll be able to have the next 10 days, hopefully, get a bit of an uptick, and then we'll get back into normal routines. Yeah, coupon, buy one, get one, 50% off. I was running some numbers, that's what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna run that for basically 9 days, and then the last 48 hours, I might do something a bit more aggressive, but just testing a few different things. I've now realized I've done it as a coupon. I probably should have done it as an automatic order discount, but I don't know if you can stuff that up. Anyway, all good, we'll fix that up, and yeah, let's see how it goes, see how long it takes for a sale to come through. I'm gonna go do some more work. Just thought I'd come out here and check and see if this has made any progress. Well, it's still progressing. But for now, it's now 9:30. I'm gonna go do my listings for the day, and Dion's over there doing photos. And then when that's done, we're going to come back here and do a whole bunch more of e-waste. Good news, folks. the other wholesale order has now sold and been paid, which I'm very, very grateful for, and they're keen to do more business down the line. So that's a win. So that's basically the 671 and the 704 all done. Boom, boom, paid. So we got $1,373 today, which is exactly what we need, just a boost. So though we might not have got it on eBay, we get the cash flow, get things happening, everyone's happy. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that into my books, and then we're going to go do some e-waste. All right, change of plans, always happening. So I've actually just two things at once. I've had this new pricing thing that I was doing last week for that, the trade-in devices and stuff. They've just asked if we can have a quick call, so I've said yes. And at the same time, we've got a customer coming to buy a laptop for $750, so they're going to be here in about an hour. So I'm going to try and do all of this at once, get this done, and then maybe I'll get to do some work later, but hey, this is all a good thing. So I'm going to jump into this call, probably go for 30 minutes anyway. All right, that was a success. We've made some more progress, and they're sending over some more things for me to review, but we actually had someone accept an offer that we've purchased, an offer for us to purchase, and that's starting to tickle through, so they're going to send it in, then we're going to have to assess it and all that, but yeah, we're getting moving, and this is number one off the rank, but like, if you can start getting 1, 2, 5, 10 a week, like, things could change really, really quickly, and, there's money to be made there, and obviously there's, again, I have to change some processes, we're going to have to do lots of admin with it, but once you get that process right, it's seamless, and yeah, should be pretty good. So excited for that. Very grateful and very happy to be working with these guys, and yeah, I've got a customer coming here in about 20 minutes, and I've just got the laptop charging, making sure that's all good. So I'm going to just get prepped for that and see what else I can do in between. Whew, all right, that was good. So just had a customer here. He's actually really good friends, but he's a customer as well in this case. And he has purchased a laptop, one of the ones that we got way before we went away, last year sometime. So he's paid up for that, $750, which is great. So today we've actually done really, really well. And this is obviously stuff off eBay, so it helps with keep the fees and expenses down. But so we did the 671 for clothing, 704 for the jackets, and then we've just got another 750 for basically for that laptop. So yeah, well, I mean, we're sitting close to 2K in wholesale today. Don't have to really pay much fees on that. The 750 though, that will go to a consignment, so they'll get half of that. So yeah, nice off the bat. Good little start to this week. Anyway, it's now 1:44. I've been chatting to him for the last hour. We've been hanging out. I'm gonna have some lunch and then actually get back to doing some work. But really good having a conversation with him. And I mean, he's also obviously he buys and sells and stuff like that. So it's really important to have people around you that are can, I guess, uplift you, support you, be positive. I do find that the space here that I'm trying to create, on YouTube with my community, with you guys that are listening, I'm trying to just document and share and help and give back. I'm not trying to, show you the, that this is the only way and things like that. But I do find that, when it comes to reselling and eBay, that there can be a lot of toxic, just the way people are saying things just because, and hear me out, I mean this in a polite way. When we go on this journey of whether it's reselling, whether it's hustling, whether it's building a business, or even if it's like nothing related to eBay, e-commerce or anything, it could be another business, a service business or anything, you're out here doing it on the basis of a reason, whether it's because it's your dream or maybe you think it's going to be a better lifestyle change for you, going to make you some more money, whatever. We do that for our own personal reasons. And the thing I get frustrated with is when people, I mean, I'm documenting this, so like it's fair game. Like I share this, so it's fair game. People can come and put their opinion. But people come here and call out, it's like, oh, I wouldn't do it that way. It's not worth my time, or this seems like, it's not worth it. And I understand that. There's a lot of people saying all those things, that it's not worth it. And sure, it might not be worth it for you, but when you're building something and creating something, imagine if you could go out and build something and the day one, you could have perfect result. Imagine how good that would be, right? But also at the same time, if it was like that for everything, we wouldn't have innovators. We wouldn't have people feeling achieved. We wouldn't have people feeling like they've conquered something. It's like when you have a video game and you play it, and you can't unlock the next level or whatever, and then, you know, you get some cheat codes, and then all of a sudden you can do anything in the game. All of a sudden the game isn't as exciting anymore because you're not learning, you're not experiencing, you're not being able to actually do the things that you need to do to become a better version of yourself, or level up in this case, in the game. And if you have the same thing with money, sure, I would love more money for the business, I would love more money for lots of things, but if you had all the money in the world to be able to do whatever you wanted, they do say that money doesn't buy happiness, right? So you got to be respectful of others, and make sure when you are jumping into a community, jump into a community that meets your needs, that meets the things that you're going after, meets, you know, you're all working towards a common goal. Again, people can leave their opinions here. If you don't like my business, or if you don't think it's worth it, that's fair enough. Like, that's okay. Sure, there's lots of things I'm trying to fix with my business, and that's my job. I'm trying to fix it. But I also really enjoy just going on this journey, helping others, inspiring others, motivating others, encouraging others, and sharing what that journey looks like. The journey is different for everyone. Remember, don't compare yourself to other people that are on a different timeline than you, or a different journey to you. Unless you're doing exactly the same thing, that's when you can start to do a little bit of comparing. It's good to have competitors, good to have peers, good to have people that can keep you honest, to share different ideas and, you know, give you experience or help you achieve different things because they've done it themselves. But if you're here and, you know, you're just here because you've just found this video and you're not really sure what's going on and you just think it's a waste of time, you don't have to be here. Anyway, we were just chatting about a whole bunch of things, and just kind of wanted to give that little rant, and also just say thank you to everyone that does support the channel. I really appreciate you, and we're going to keep building. We've got big ambitions, big goals, and I'll keep making that happen because they're my ambitions and my goals and dreams. Anyway, I'm going to have some lunch and have some drinks, and I need to hydrate. Been talking way too long, and yeah, we'll get back to it. Alright team, it's another slow learning process at the moment. I'm doing some iPads. I'm using a tool which is called Apple Configurator. So basically I can plug in devices, get information off them, see if they're locked and all that jazz. It just speeds up the process a little bit, but it's all a learning process, just learning what you can do with it. Sorry if I look a bit hot, it is quite hot. I've got Dion just left, so he's finished for the day. I'm going to get John start doing the listings that have happened today, but I've got another customer, one of my consignee customers or suppliers coming today. I think he's about to arrive, and he's got a few boxes of goodies coming through, and then hopefully we've still got the e-waste coming this afternoon. I haven't heard what their timeline is, but usually it's around 4:30. So yep, just chugging away here. Don't feel like I'm making much progress, but it's just a bit of a learning curve. So and just trying to do things the right way. Then I've got to document things and things like that. So we'll get there. Yeah, just charge on. Whew. All right, we're making progress. We're getting through them slowly but surely. I think what I'm going to end up doing is, rather than just photoing and listing them all at this point in time, just go through, get them all so they're good to go. I'm saving all the documentation with them, all the details about the phone, and then probably what I might end up doing, especially if they're all working, is I'll go through and then see if I've got multi-quantities and then list them as, whether it's variation listings or as bulk lots of the same phone in working condition. It may just work better for my time, rather than because at the moment, we've gone through, we've done this phone, I've tagged it, whatever, it's working, it's all good, but it's, it's an iPhone. I think this was an iPhone 7, and I'm doing an iPhone 6s at the moment, so they're not really high value items, but we've got quite a few of the same models. It might actually make more sense to kind of just do them as bundles in 10s or 20s, especially while I'm doing all the triaging. For any quick wins, like high-end phones like an XR or the red ones that we did last week, they're worth probably just doing straight away. But for these lower end models, which are pretty old, and look, I don't even know what the devices are being used for this day and age, they're probably better off to be sold as a bulk lot. That's what I'm thinking. I've also got some iPods as well. So yeah, just testing it out. I'm going to do some research later tonight. I'll probably do a little bit now while I'm waiting, but I just got called that the e-waste has just left their warehouse 5 minutes ago, so it'll probably be here at about 4:20, and then we'll do the switcheroo, and then I'm going to get out of here. Bit of a slow pace kind of day, but we've had a great success day. I mean, we've done $2,000 and a bit more in wholesale. eBay's been absolutely dead, but I'm pretty confident John's going to start doing the listings as well, so we'll have a whole bunch going up again later this afternoon. So it's just part of the process. Whew. All right, so we're about to wrap it up. I'm just going to quickly do this before, because the e-waste is going to arrive and then it's going to be go, go, go. So, what have we got here? So, e-waste is coming. We haven't really achieved much. We've got this happening. E-waste is coming now. Did the labels. Hopefully meeting up for this now after this. Washing we'll do tomorrow. Skill stacking and all this. This is basically where I've spent all my time today. So it is what it is. I'll probably still show you the stuff before I leave, but I'm just getting ready to go because it will probably be a bit delayed, and then I've got to pack all this into the car. Can't leave it in the car at the moment because it's just so hot. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'll talk to you in a sec. We're chockers. We also got a pallet of clothes arriving and toys, a whole bunch of new in-box stuff, more here, and then we did get the pallet of e-waste, which, oh, and another, we're gonna have a media bin and then a pallet of e-waste. They didn't take the other one back just because of timing, but that's okay. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you in the morning. Ciao. And just like that, it was Wednesday. Already confused what day it is. The days are just going way too quick. All right, so just getting straight into it here. So I'm just going through all the things that have to be done today, just cleaning this up a little bit. First thing that I'm going to do is I've got to do staff payroll, and after that we're going to get straight into the e-waste that came through last night, and there was a whole bunch of other stuff that came through as well. Oh, we just got a sale. So e-waste and new stock. That's my priority today, really. And then on top of that, I'll just be focusing on, continue to get through the e-waste. Got both Dion and photographer in today, so it should be a full productive day. Sales have absolutely been trash. I'm not even kidding. Like yesterday we did 4 sales, maybe 5. Not sure what's going on there. I have noticed that, so we usually send out a newsletter once a week of stock and coupons and things. The newsletters haven't been sending out. It's stuck on active and did not send. So once again, there's a few frustrations of eBay, and I'm not blaming eBay in the terms of like, why everything isn't working. But when I see something that isn't working, that should be working based on the expectations that are, given to us as sellers, that makes me frustrated, because it's like, well, they've got one job and that job is to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Anyway, I'm not here to rant about that. I'm just getting the phones on charge, get this ready for the team, and then I will go do payroll, and then we're going to get straight into all of that mess over there. I've also got to charge this GoPro, so it should be a pretty big day. Had a chat with my mate yesterday in regards to some of the phones that we were doing yesterday, and I was asking him, I couldn't get it to do this, couldn't get it to do that, and he explained to me there was a step that I've been missing to do, which makes a lot more sense. And this is the thing, when you don't know the context of everything, because maybe it's, you're learning, you do need to ask for help, get some direction, get some insight, get some perspective, and getting that help enables you to skip ahead. And this is coming back to, I've spoken about it before, if people need help, I'm happy to help. I'm not here to hold your hand, but he's told me, oh, you need to look at this. So now I can go research, I can go look into it and understand, it makes more sense. And if you're able to apply it yourself, it's going to make it a lot easier in the long run, because you're learning, you're skill building, you're becoming a better version of yourself. Anyway, that's my little win for this last night. We did end up doing a total of $2,120, $20 or something, in wholesale yesterday, because I got paid for that laptop. So if we didn't have the wholesale and our non-eBay related stuff, we would be in a very different position. Let's do payroll, and then let's get into it. All right, have paid the staff. It's now 7:30, and we're gonna get into all of this situation. I'm gonna open up the roller door. I'm gonna shuffle a few things. It's a bit chockers. Probably just gonna have to do this right here, as annoying as it is. We also got this little guy. This came in all this box of clothes and toys and stuff. So we're going to get him listed today. He's going to be worth a few dollary-doos. Yeah, it's a bit squishy actually. Might actually take this stuff around the front actually, just to make some room. Anyway, let's get into it. All right, there's no real simple way of doing this, so I'm just going to have to tackle this right here, get this all sorted, and then it looks like it's possibly going to rain, so I can't really take stuff outside at the moment. So I'm going to try and just get this done, and then I'll shuffle things once it's cleared up a bit more. I don't think it's going to rain, but I don't really want to put stuff out there and then be in the middle of all this and then can't go out. So we're going to start on this, see what we can find. All right, we're off to a pretty good start. So this is everything Right, we've removed the plastic now. There's already some whole bunch of laptops, there's Xbox, whole bunch of bits and bobs in here. So hopefully there's going to be some good stuff in it. Let's get to it. All right, team, bit of a sad story. We've got 6 items going out. It has just been horrible. One person did buy 3 Wrangler shirts or a bundle of Western stuff. And then we've got a nice little Patagonia T-snap going out at like about 61 bucks. Other than that, diddly squat. So we're back down to about 88,000. Obviously this is a little bit scary, but you know what? Once we get back into groove, I have all the confidence that we'll get back to where we need to be. And of course, all this e-waste stuff helps. And of course, some of this doesn't sell on eBay, right? We sell it off eBay, which also, when we think about actually where we are in a position, so it said, I said that the 90-day total is 88, but if we start to take into account all the off eBay stuff, we're actually sitting at probably about 110, I think. I can show you. We are sitting at 111,000 and 880. So we are still above that 100,000. It's just not on eBay. Usually, once we get eBay back up to about 105, we should be sitting at about 125,000, which is basically where I want to be per quarter, if not a little bit more. So the rebuild begins, but so far in this e-waste, we've got a whole bunch of laptops, we've got some good stuff in here. So I think there'll be some good fun in this. And then I'll have, obviously, some opportunity to move this, hopefully this week as well. So the team's just going to be doing photos all day. You know, Dion's going to be doing record time postage today, so it's good for me because more time on the photos. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is. All right, team, we have finally got through it all. We've got lots of VCRs and Blu-ray players, lots of laptops, which is really good. Lots of chargers, and there's phones and things and all in this. I've got to clean all this up. I'm just going to make some space, and I'll show you the outcome. All right, team, it's all happening next door. There is actually someone getting a container delivered, so I do apologize with the noise. I just want to record this straight away because I've got my laptop guy coming in the next 40 minutes. So we did get all of these laptops, a good amount. We got a whole bunch of, this is out of date ink, but it does sell in bulk lots. We got an Xbox, we got lots of iPhones and phones and iPads, but again, got to go through a strict process for all of this stuff. Lots of chargers for my laptop guy, a few cameras and bits and bobs in here. This guy should be pretty good. And then a few controllers and remotes as well. So nothing super crazy. We did get a couple more Blu-ray units as well, but still bread and butter. Hopefully these laptops, there'll be some bangers in there. And yeah, I'm gonna get all this cleaned up and my laptop guy's on his way. All right, team, good news. We sold, yeah, good 22 laptops. We got 400 bucks, so I'm happy with that. All good, and we sold all the chargers. We've got another little laptop here just to do the partitions on the, sorry, not the partitions, the data wiping on the hard drive, so that's all happening. It's now 12 o'clock, we've been chatting, and we always chat and banter. We've got this cleaned up now. I've got one pallet already out there. This one I'm gonna have to wrap as well. I'll get that all cleaned up, and then I can bring in the media bins, and we'll do the media bins later this week. Just got to continue cleaning this up. We've still got to do a cardboard run sometime this week, ideally. Yeah, other than that, it's not really, it's been pretty quiet. We did sell one of the phones that we did last night. This was gone for $130.50, so happy to see that go. But everything else is pretty quiet. I do need to go through all the stuff that we got from our consignee guy from last night. So that's all on pallet at the moment. I will get to that shortly. I've got to do my listings. Yeah, it's time to do some work. All right, team, we're finally getting a few more sales today. I've just I've changed. We were doing a buy one get one 50% off kind of thing. Didn't get any traction, so I'm like, you know what, stuff. It's been 24 hours, didn't get any traction. I talked about that yesterday, so I just went back to my normal 50% off, and literally within 30 minutes, we've had an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more sales. So it's just crazy how that is the thing that's triggering people. I mean, people are looking for bargains and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. And I would rather do 50% off than have to pay 20%, you know, promos in terms of, you know, ad fees and stuff. So that's good. I'm actually just doing my listings now. I haven't got to them yet, so I'll quickly do that. I actually do need to do some admin work, but I'm probably going to have to do it tomorrow now. I just seen an email come through. Yeah, so I'll probably have to do that tomorrow because I don't have time today. And yeah, I just need to get back onto the e-waste. So listings up, e-waste, back to it. All right, team, we're in full force. We've got Dion doing some non-clothing. He's actually doing a whole bunch of Hot Wheels and stuff and doing all these toys that we got from my consignee. Got to sort for a lot of this as well. We've got a bit of clothing getting sorted over there as well. I'm deep into the e-waste again. Oh, I need to sneeze, it's coming. Sorry about that. We've got all of this happening over here. So I'm going to start to do some of the work on that. And yeah, just do that till the end of that, probably. All right, now we're getting some traction, able to do multiple phones all at the same time while these are charging, so a bit better groove now. All right, team, we're having a lot more success with everything that I'm doing here. After some new information that I shared earlier today, where I have now learned how to do something else, it means that we're able to progress through that a little quicker, just moving from the fan. So what I mean by that is basically there's a tool on that you can use for Macs, or iPhones or Apple, called Apple Configurator, and yeah, going through that in a sequence of events, it makes it so much quicker to be able to troubleshoot, manage, erase, all those different things. And this probably won't be the approach we do long term. It is just a short-term solution. There is some other software that we'll be investing in once we have the cadence happening. Now, we have been selling a lot of individual phones. What I'm finding is the best way forward is selling the particular iPhone models individually, or iPads individually, but then also I'm finding a lot of the non-Apple phones sell way better individually for parts. Even if they are working and everything, we're still selling a lot of things as parts, just as a safety measure, because you never know if like there's going to be something issue, like after they use it for a day, just maybe the battery drains too quick or something. So we are still selling stuff as parts, so we do take a little bit of a hit, but we've gone from a $25 ASP to about $110 ASP on those. And then for the iPhones, what we're doing is we're building up quantity bundles, and whether it's going to be variation listings or just bundle lots of that set phone, or just bundle lots of those phones and devices to some of our regular buyers. The difference is they're all going to be at a higher level of quality because they're all going to be reset, refreshed, they're not being locked or anything like that, which gives a lot more confidence to our buyers, meaning they're going to probably pay a premium. So rather than paying $25 per device, they might end up paying hopefully $60 a device, which will basically double the ASP. So for the lots that we used to sell for $500, we might be able to sell them for $1,000. That's the plan. I've just contacted one of my buyers to see if that's something they're interested in doing, and the idea is that we would try and do that whether it's once a week or once a month, just a big lot, and just move it and just get that cash flow. It is now 3:53. I've still got a few more phones just going through the process. I've got one of the photographers helping put the washing bags ready for tomorrow. Today it's actually turned out alright. After putting the sale on, we've had probably about $700 in sales, and it's just 3 o'clock, so we're starting to see a bit of an uptick come through. Yeah, I'm still going to list a whole bunch of phones as well, just getting all the photos done, and that way they're in the ready to go. Yeah, nice turn of events. I think that's it for now. I've got a whole bunch of questions that have come through on YouTube I need to reply to and answer, so I'll probably end up doing that tomorrow. All right, team, that is it. It is 4:30. I'm getting out of here. we got through quite a lot of devices. You can see down here, it's like not heaps, but you know, I'm happy with it. And we've also done all of these. These are all, they're all photoed, and I'm going to get them listed. So yeah, not too bad. Back here again tomorrow. There's a whole bunch of things I want to take you through tomorrow, so I'll see you in the morning and we'll do it all again. Ciao. And just like that, it was Thursday. Folks, hope you're doing well. It's going to be another busy day. It's always a busy day. So I've got Dion in today. Oh, had another sale just come through, just a cheapie going out. So Dion's in today. He'll be in at around 8 o'clock. We've actually had quite a lot of sales come through. I did have a few people say I haven't been sharing my numbers as much and stuff. Well, just haven't been putting trying to put not too much attention to it, just because we're down at the moment, and I don't really like focusing on the down when it's something which is obviously, you know, we're down because we haven't been working, and now that we're working, we're starting to see the numbers come up. So we are still on 89,000, but we've got 26 orders going out, so we're back to some sense of normal. Whatever that means. But you know, a lot more repeat orders and multiple quantity orders. So probably show a little bit of that a little bit later. So Dion's going to be a busy boy today. There's probably, so 26 orders, it's probably about 35, 36 items. We'll be getting into more of the non-clothing photos today. Dion will continue with that stuff, the toys. I'm going to be doing just e-waste. I've got another good mate, and he's also a buyer off me as well. He's coming down, but he's actually helping me set up some other stuff to be able to do some of the testing and triaging. I need to continue to clean this space out because probably today or tomorrow Dion's going to help with doing the media bins, and we need to have space for that. So good thing is it's a lot cooler day, and it's probably actually a better day for him to do it today. But I got to shuffle things, get things out, put it out on the front there. So we'll probably do a little bit of that. I want to test these Macs today, get these done. Yeah, progress into it. I just realized I need to get a bag out of my car. I'll put some phones on charge. I do need to do a video for the shorts and like short form content. And we've got washing coming back and going out, so I've got to get all this out so I can get that out. So yeah, bit of a shuffle morning this morning. In terms of stock, look at this, we're empty. Team cleared out all this yesterday. We've got some of the stuff hanged up over here. There's a whole big range of dresses that came through. These are all consignment, and a couple of jackets too. And then what we'll be doing is today we'll be getting back about 170 pairs of pants from the washing, and they will all be getting flat laid today. So maybe actually I could probably film that as well. Anyway, so lots of things happening, and yeah, let's get into it, folks. All right, finally got all this stuff that we got. Some more clothing. This was dropped off the other day. Got it inside now, just been shuffling so that we can have the washing come and go very easy. And I think I am going to get Dion to do the media today, because once I've cleared this space, we may as well do it while it's good weather, while it's cooler. We've got three bins, so 1, 2, 3 over there, and that makes a lot of sense. So once the washing's done, I'll probably get him started on that. We can clean up all this, and then I might even do a cardboard run today. And of course it starts raining just after I pull everything out. That's annoying. All right, hopefully that rain stays away. Anyway, I've put things back inside. What I'm going to do is, while it's raining, is I'm just going to do some listings and some admin and all that. I'll give you guys a bit of an update on the task list. But then once the washing's gone and I've got the washing back in, I'm going to do a big clean up here, and that will give enough space for our boy Dion to get onto the media, and yeah, makes it a bit more easier. All right, I'm just going to answer some questions actually just before I forget, because a whole bunch came through over the last couple of days. So there was one that came through from Daryl Davidson. I like the idea of empowering your team to make their own decisions. This is in regards to me talking about trying to get stuff off my hands. But that will include systems. In his business, simplifying and standardizing every step is the secret source of scalability and your ability as the owner to step away. When an item comes in, is there a system built that each team member can follow, erasing any possibility of your involvement? So there's two components to this. So right now, with the clothing, we're probably at about 90% of me having to not touch anything. We've got systems in place for the washing. We've got systems in place for when clothing is, going over here, the SKU systems, what products are going where, because we have multiple suppliers, so we sometimes have to have different SKUing systems just to make sure we can track it, especially if it's consignment work. That's all good. They know how to manage it, they know how to upload it, and then I've got my virtual assistant John in the Philippines, and he knows when to list it and all that jazz. So that doesn't have to touch me. Where we are finding some of the friction points is some of the decision making on, and this is where we're trying to firm this up better, of is it worth doing, worth not doing. And I think the reason why there's a little bit of them not knowing or being able to make that 100% confirmation around is this item worth listing based on its quality, is because they're not necessarily listing it themselves, and I'm doing that or John is doing that. It means that they don't know the brand richness as much. So for instance, if we had a vintage Ralph Lauren polo, and it's a rugby and it's got a huge, beautiful colorway, we're probably going to sell that up to onwards of, some of those will go for $75, some will even go for higher, up to $150, depending on what it is. Now, if that's got flaws in it, we still may get $50, $60 for it, like if it's B grade. But another brand such as like Country Road, we're probably selling that at an excellent condition. I need to sneeze. Maybe at an ASP of around $30. So if it's got flaws and things, it might not even be worth listing. So that part is taking a little bit of time to train. Where they don't really have any touch points at this moment is the e-waste stuff. Now the e-waste stuff is a little bit harder to get down on a system at this point because we never have the consistent stuff coming through. But I originally built the clothing because I did all that myself, the whole processes, and now that's managed by the team. What I'm trying to do with the e-waste is to build exactly the same thing. So in short answer, we're not fully there yet across the entire business, but for the core of the business, which is clothing, yeah, we're pretty much covered there. And some of the decision-making stuff where I said about, choosing which clothing is to be a yes or a no, I'm teaching them, and that's why this question even came up, right? So elements of the business, we still need to do more. The postage, Dion does all that, he manages all that. So there's a component of the business a lot where I don't have to touch it from the stock coming in. It's now where we need to change that is with the e-waste, the electronics and all that stuff. That's going to take a little bit of time. But once I've got that right, whether it's this team or a hire of someone else, that's when it will make sense. But really, really great question. And I love this because if you are going to hire people, the idea is hiring is that they're either doing something better than you or they're replacing what you're doing because it's cheaper to pay them for you to pay yourself, right? At the end of the day, I want them to be empowered to bring value to the business opposed to just say, do it exactly this way. I want them to follow a system, but I want them to help create the systems in helping us make a better outcome. Really great question. All right, and then we had a question coming from Darren, my man. How you doing, buddy? Hi, mate. Great to have you back, and with a banger video of 2 hours plus. You're welcome. Watching all the things you're managing with the ins and outs, preparing stock, have you thought about getting a part-time warehouse manager? Tidying and organizing stock, preparing stock for your photographers, etc. Seems this would free up a lot of time. Yeah, look, this is something that has crossed my mind because I feel like a lot of my time now is a lot of admin and pre-enablement of my team. And in the long run, yeah, it doesn't make sense for me to doing this stuff. But with the current position of, we're a bit down and cash flow and things, I'd rather be paying the staff to be doing the most important thing for the business, which is getting photos for listings. And I'm happy to equip them to do that because I've got a little bit more free time. But this year, we're going to be taking on some new projects. I've been talking about the one where it's the trade-in program and hopefully partnering with a new collection system. That's going to start to take a lot more time. So if that goes the way I expect it to, there's going to be a bit more of me hands-on with some of that trade-in stuff because I'm going to have to, again, be assessing it. And then with the collection system, that one I might require help with people picking up stuff. So there could be a new opportunity for someone to help with warehouse management, but also like logistics stuff in terms of pickups and collections and stuff. So that could be combined, but I really need to make sure that as that volume increases, that's where we get the return on investment. Right now, I don't think we need it. And we're also playing a little bit of catch up because it's just been a little bit chaos since getting back because, you know, we're a bit behind. But I think in theory, yeah, long run, it makes sense. Now, Dion does a little bit of this, and the team does a little bit of prep work for themselves as well, but isolating it will enable quicker throughput, but it still brings a heavier cost to the, you know, total outgoing. So definitely a management piece there, a balance of what is required, what is necessary, what is needed, and, you know, what's a necessity. But yeah, long run, warehouse size like this, yeah, having that management would be absolutely key. So definitely something that you're not wrong about. It's just about how do we bring it in at the right price at the right time. Appreciate you, buddy. Hope you're having a great time, and thanks for the question. All right, where are we with the status of things at the moment? Let's have a quick little sticky beak. I'll just get this turned on. It's going to take a little bit. Oh no, wait, we're all good. We need to pull up this. All right, so where are we at? Well, this is all done now. This is all handled. I mean, there's always admin, but I've got to do a couple of email follow-ups, just checking in with some of my consignments. So there's some consignments that didn't have any payouts. I just got to reach out to them and just have a quick conversation. This stuff, where do we go? So the media bins we're going to do today, and I'll probably document some of that. E-waste, new stock, that's all been done. We did that yesterday. I've got to continue to sort through it, but that's all done, which is great. And we've already done 400. Actually, we've done more than that. We've done it. Someone hasn't paid, but we listed a whole bunch of those phones from yesterday that we did, and they've got a $500 order. They haven't paid yet, but once that $500 comes through, and once after yesterday's laptop pickup, that's $900 in 24 hours from that eBay. So that's really, really good. We still got to do the jacket stock take, but I'll put that on back burner at this point because it's really not priority. This clothing washing, we did this yesterday. So we're getting ahead here. This one's been delayed. Still got to flesh out more of that. So it's been delayed in terms of we haven't been able to do our catch up this week. So that's okay. Next thing is we're going to say e-waste test station. This is getting some upgrades. We're going to work on this today as well, hopefully, and I've got to do all the cardboard. That's my focus, of course, focusing on doing listings as well. So that's just generic stuff. So a few things happening today. Yesterday we ended up doing about $1,500, which is good. Ideally, we need to be doing $1,500, $1,600 a day. At the moment, we're a bit behind schedule of where I need to be. And that's also because we started 2 weeks late, right? We had the team on time away and I was away. But in terms of where we're at the moment, like this month, we're sitting on $19,000 revenue, 700, and it's the 22nd. So we're a bit behind. We're only scheduled to do about 28,000 this month. Where I want this to be, I need this to be closer to 35,000. So I'm going to push very hard. And then, yeah, I think we can do it. But yeah, got to push pretty hard on that. At the moment, we're averaging about $938 per day. We need, as I said, need that closer to 1,500. So don't think we will fully get to where I want it to be this month, but with all the stuff coming through, the work we're doing, pushing very hard, a lot of wholesale this month, I think we can get up to 35, if not 30. Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. So we'll see. It's going to be pretty crazy next 8-9 days. All right, team, Dion's just pulled out everything. It's good to see a bit more chocker stuff. Actually, this is more than Monday, I think. it's a bit sad. We sold this bundle lot of calculators. Usually what we do is we just collect a big bunch, and I usually list them for about $99. This has gone for $55, maybe with postage or without, I can't remember. We did get a multi-quantity order of a whole bunch of pieces of clothing and this little motorbike. We've been selling a lot of sweaters, shirts. Actually, we've been selling everything. Button-ups, we've sold some shorts, we've got fleece, we've got some Carhartt. I don't think there was anything too random. We've sold a lot of t-shirts as well, some old stuff. We've been selling a lot of low-end SKUs as well, which is good, moving some of the older stock. So yeah, we are running a 50% sale, so that does make a huge difference. And then there was a couple of jackets that there was a couple here that Dion just listed the other day, photoed the other day, and they've sold quickly. This nice little filler's been sitting around for a bit, and yeah, so was this one. So yeah, good to see this stuff starting to ramp up. Let's see if it sticks around, because we've got a lot to catch up on, so not too bad. All right, team, we're in full force now. We've got Dion's doing the media at the moment. Almost finished one tub. We've got a total of 3 tubs to be done. I also got just had my mate here, and he's helping me set up with some more workstations. So I'm actually just working through cleaning this space up so we can put these in here, just so we can really start to level up in that space. I've got to do a cardboard run later. And yeah, hopefully we'll get all this done today, and we'll be able to show you what we pulled out of it. Hasn't been much at this point, that's for sure. Look at these donuts. Woo! All right, team, we're nearly finished the media. Dion's probably about halfway, I think. Anyway, he's going to continue with that. I've just been cleaning up over here, so we're going to be having some new workstations here. They're not set up yet, I've just moved them off the ground. I'm going to go do a cardboard run just to clear out a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll be back here shortly. Might even have a bit of a chit chat on the way. All right, let's do a little bit of a pulse check, how things are going. You know, I only like to have these little chats when I'm in the car, but how you doing? What have you been up to this week? What's been your focus of attention? What's requiring too much of your attention? What are the things you're enjoying? Always inspired by good old Jason Ramage. He's always putting out a good post on Facebook, you know, talking about what are your friction points, what are your frustration points. I love to hear it. Let me know in the comments. If you want to share, happy to have an open dialogue and talk about it. For me this week, look, it's been a bit of a up and down kind of roller coaster vibe, and I was chatting to my laptop guy, I've been chatting to one of my other good mates as well, and he's another reseller. The guy's been helping with the computer stuff as well and the Macs, and you know, I really appreciate, and I spoke about this earlier in the week about, you know, having the people that are around you to support you and help you achieve what you want. But I'd spoken to one of them this week, just saying, you know, it's just been nice to kind of vent a little bit, because you know, there's been some tough days this week with eBay, and you know, I've been doing this for 6 years, and you know, we've been doing amazing numbers, we're seeing amazing results, but it still never seems to get easy in terms of when you have some of the flat times. And look, this is everything in every business. Like, I know people in retail that have had to, you know, obviously close up shop because they've just gone out of business. Things have changed, and I guess that's really kind of the topic. And that was, I think I put this as the topic of the video. I might have been wrong, I might not have, but you know, the game is changing, and whether you're a reseller, whether you're e-commerce, whether you're doing some other random business, the game is changing. Like, there's constantly things changing in the environment and ecosystem around, you know, how we do business, the competitive landscape. You know, we've got AI, there's all these different things. Things get easier, but things get harder because there's more people doing it. You've got to be more competitive. And where people win and where you will win is if you have the knowledge and the ability to do it, like to actually get it done. You know, there's the difference between people that are making a difference, you know, actually making some money, are the ones actually out there doing it. You can talk all you want. I can sit here and talk about this and that or whatever, but if you ain't doing the work, you ain't getting any money. And this week for me has all been about learning, upskilling, just getting things set up, getting things ready, because I'm going to be going hard on trying to continue to pivot and adjust and make up for some of the changes that I've had to make in my business, which are out of my control, but also part of my control, simply because of who I choose to do business with and all those different things. But at the same time, you've got to be finding adjacent ways of what you know, what you're capable of doing, and how do you bring in those adjacent opportunities into your business. And what I mean by that is transferable skills, right? Or knowledge of how to do things. And you know, fortunately, there is, like I said, there's always more opportunities that we're working on. Things take time, especially when you're working with, you know, organizations and other companies, because they're not like, you know, a solopreneur or sole trader where you can just drop everything and go do what you want. There's processes, there's red tape, there's signatures, there's authority required, all these different things. But where I think new opportunities is when you're able to do the same things but take ownership of it. And that's probably, I think I spoke about it last week, is some of the things that I'm trying to build this year is taking back more ownership in the stuff that we control, and the ability, whether it's the supply chain, whether it's your source, whether it's, you know, how you acquire goods, but also, you know, how you build that moat around your business. That's super crucial for me at this point. And, you know, I can still sell a lot of things wholesale, like I'm talking e-waste at this point, but, you know, it's come to the point where it's actually now worth our time to really upskill and be able to elevate that ASP, and we're starting to see it, right? But at the same time, I need to keep that consistency, because let's say tomorrow, like, my contract ends, they decide, you know, we're not doing this anymore, we're going to go a different direction. You know, I'm not going to get that anymore. So I really need to continue to find the consistent. I mean, I've got consistency, but I don't necessarily control it. And it's really important that you build that control into your business, so that, you know, when things do change and eBay constantly changes, that you're not getting, you know, sucker punched or something like that. So that's where my mind's at. That's probably some of the big frustrations. eBay's been pretty brutal this week. However, we're making up for it now. Yesterday we did 1,500. Today I think we're sitting on 700 already, might be 600. And that's good, because a couple of days ago we were only doing about 200, 300. And some of that is because, you know, we've come back from time away and we're playing catch up and all that. But, you know, I don't like to, you know, get complacent on this stuff. I don't like to compromise on this stuff. I like to make sure we're getting ahead, on top of things. I'd rather be, you know, ahead of the game than trying to play catch up. Trying to play catch up, it's not a fun place to be in. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to drop off this cardboard, head on back, and I'm going to probably try and do some more e-waste stuff, but let Dion finish off the media. And yeah, it's been a pretty good day. Had the guy come drop off the computers. We had a good chat again, and he's actually going to be kicking off some whatnot stuff soon. So it's always great to be helping and sharing and connecting with, you know, other people that are doing their business. Really just comes down to being kind. Anyway, I blabber. I'll see you in a jiffy. Alright team, we're still at it. Dion's still smashing through this. He's almost done. I've been setting up this new workstation over here. We've got the hard drive set up here. We'll be using these for similar stuff, but for now it's just sitting here so they're out of the way. But both are working devices, so very happy with that. Just been doing some Macs over here. And we've got a whole bunch of stuff done in here, so really just trying to get as much done as possible. But unfortunately with all this stuff, it just takes time to reset, to charge, and all those things to test it. So it is what it is, but I'm happy with the progress. All right, the media is all done. Like, this is just lots. It's crazy. It's a good amount. Lots of CD, DVD, tape. Of course, this is all like, this is just all the crap stuff. We even got another tape bin here as well. But this is all done, so we'll get the client or customer, whatever you want to call them, come pick all this up. In terms of the stuff that's been kept, wasn't many bangers this time, which is a bit unfortunate, but we did get 2 boxes. So this will go out to our media guy. We still got to count all this and stuff, but we'll worry about that another day. Dion's just finishing up some postage and then he's out of here. I'm just going to basically, well, I'll clean this up now and then just get back straight to this. All right, jeez. Finally, everything's back indoors. Everything's now no longer sitting out there, but we've got everything in here. Cleaned up a bit. Obviously, we're still going to get rid of these. These will get picked up next week. So we actually ended up putting the double stack of the table on wheels, just to give us a little bit more space. And still got heaps of boxes, but we use those boxes. That's what Dion was using to sort all this stuff. One of my next tasks that I need to do is actually now process all the e-waste. We've got them into boxes and tubs and stuff. Now it's just mass listing, but I've been prioritizing my time learning this stuff because it's a little bit more exciting and fun, but really it's just taking a bit of time. So I probably need to spend some time on all this. It's probably not going to be till next week. Need to do a good sweep in here. We've got a whole bunch of more sales to go out. Dion just got it all out. He's had to rush off because apparently he said his mum locked herself in a garage or something, so all good. Got that jacket going out as well, so I'll probably process that. It's 3:15. I'll go finish this laptop that I'm doing, and then I'll do the post, and I think Carla's going to be getting picked up. I've got to pick Carla up around 4:30, so not much left of the day, but hey, good progress. All right, folks. I just realised I might have brushed over some things, and just keeping myself honest, because one of the things that I said at the start of this year is that I want to be making sure I'm taking you through, guys, a lot of detail in terms of why I'm deciding to do things and why we do things. So I do apologise if sometimes I get in the moment and I brush over things, or I say, "Oh, we're doing this because of that," and it's all good, assuming that you have to understand the context and all that. So let me back up a little bit and help you guys understand a bit better, because I'm sure there'll be some questions, and if you've got more questions, I'm more than happy to answer. I'm just doing up this Mac now. There wasn't any storage in this one, so it's going to be a quick little sell for parts only. But the reason why we've got all this now happening here, so this device up here is essentially wiping and cleaning the hard drives. That's now working order. That's all good. We've already done one of those today. So the thing is, they just take a lot of time. For here we've got this machine, which I'm going to be using for either to do multiple devices at the same time, or we'll be doing some other stuff on it as well. So the reason why we have multiple machines is because sometimes, especially with doing the phones, you can only do so much with the machine. Like, you can only do one phone at a time, essentially, or one device at a time. So if I can have, whether it's the hard drives or multiple devices operating at the same time, it just means passively we're able to get more throughput. The reason why all of this is just taking time to set up is, one, I'm still learning. Two, I don't have the workflow, I don't have things in sequence, and I don't necessarily know the perfect order for things. Like, I've got cheat sheets written down and things like that, but a lot of that will come native to me, I guess, eventually. We've got some phones on charge over here, so, you know, I haven't really got a good sequence of events, and because we don't always get exactly the same stuff, it makes it very difficult to be able to just run with it, especially when I'm having to jump between multiple different things at the same time. So that's essentially the whole situation there. I hope that explains it a bit better. We're not fully set up for this yet like, we're not fully equipped, ready to go, but hopefully from next week we'll be able to start to smash out these a bit quicker. I just like getting a few things done because I want to list them and get them sold, but ideally you want to sit and do the same thing all day, just get it all done and come out with 30 or 40 or 50 devices. That would be ideal. It's just going to take a little bit of time. We haven't really got many photos and stuff done today. Like I said, we had a lot more postage going out. Dan's helped with all this media stuff, and then we're shuffling all this and cleaning up and all that. So progress in a different way, but sales have been pretty good today. I think we're sitting now on about 800. If we get these max lists tonight, we might be able to get that close to 1,000. And might even get a phone or two done before, but I don't think we will, because once I finish this, I'm going to do the post, and then we'll probably do some recapping over in the notes and to-do lists and things like that. So yeah. All right, let's do some last minute orders to send out, just to make sure they go in the postage run. We usually post 2 to 3 times a day. When I say that, we pack our postage 2 to 3 times a day, but we only send it out once a day. So Dan's already picked all this. Let's have a look. Looks like we have, yeah, oh geez, we've got another 10 orders to go out. Some of this is multi-quantity as well, so it should be a quick one. Looks like we've got some Rockmans. Where's the Rockman? Oh no, he's packed from below. All right, we've got, yeah, some Rockmans. Actually, we've sold a multiple bunch of Rockmans today. That's interesting. Got some stuff going international as well by the looks of it. So just bread and butter, but we've got a whole bunch of Dragon Ball Z stuff going out as well. That's pretty cool. Some cards. Someone did a multi-buy there. We've got some tees. We've got the jacket that I showed you before. We've got some Stussy. 21.95. What's this one? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, let's get cracking on this. It is 3:30. I've got to pick Carla up at 5. So we've got an hour and a half. We'll get this done in the next 10, 15 minutes. Probably not even that long. And then I'm probably just, yeah, going to tinker on a couple of things. We'll go through the list. I've got to do some change of priorities. I've had some other ideas pop into my head. So this is the constant battle of, you know, being a business owner, as you've always got to be thinking about the next stuff. So we'll touch base on that before I wrap up for the day. All right, so some of you might remember last year we talked about that we were going to be putting some more racking in here, and that hasn't obviously happened. We were going to get that tinted. The tinting mob never came back to me, so I didn't prioritize it, and we've just made it work. But let's just quickly check in on the status here of how things are going. All right, so Did this save from this morning? I think it did. No, I don't think it did. I don't think it saved. Oh, I don't think it's saved. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. No, it didn't save from this morning. Anyway, so this is all done. We've done all the e-waste. We've done the media bins. We're going to kind of reset what we need to get done. This stuff we'll talk about in a second. Washing has been done. Admin, I'll talk about that in a second as well. Let's just start fresh, right? So that was all the stuff. So next thing that needs to happen is process all e-waste. That's what we're going to do. We've got quite a lot there. I've been working on the workflows and all the text, like the phones and stuff. So continue workflow SOP, essentially. Basically creating a repeatable process for all the stuff coming through. There is some stuff that I need to clean up in here, right? We need to do cleanup of a couple of things. Jackets. We need to do front room, which is this. And I think we can leverage this space for a few more things, which we'll talk about later because there's whatnot. So speaking of whatnot, we've got whatnot. I need a schedule. I think it's for the 1st of Feb. So keep an eye out for that. It's our first show for the year. I think I'm going to try and get that all locked in. The other things we've got to do, there's a little bit of admin still. I've got to do that tomorrow morning. That's on the pricing model that I've been working on for this new trading program. And there's a little bit of like just, it's like consignment admin I got to do still. It's just not urgent. What else do we have to do, Chris? We've done the media. I need to send weights to for the e-waste, and then that will get picked up for next week. Tomorrow is just really photo on this. So I think these are the key things that we've got to get done, folks. Really, this is the stuff that is the most important to me up here. The process of all e-waste and continue to work, to build out the workflow. Other than that, really just, that's all I got to prioritize. Been doing some of this other stuff while, we've been getting other stuff set up, but to get that new workstation set up this morning, today, which took a bit of time, but, we've been chatting and stuff. It's been great. So I want to get all this sorted, get this cleaned up. I'm in a mindset where at the moment I'm really happy to just let things go and see things disappear, because I don't really care about stuff at the moment. Like, stuff, if we haven't listed it, probably not going to list it, so see you later. Just cleaning that stuff up and then make some more space and room in here. So this is where we're going to be doing dedicated whatnot, of course, but also there's a lot of wasted space in here, so we can clean things up a little bit and free up a little bit of space in there for the team. We've still got all the non-clothing stuff that we've got to get through, but really, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go list those max that we just did. I'll lock up in here so I don't have to worry about it, and got to turn off all the power in here and all that jazz. So I'll see you in a second. Alright team, that is a wrap. I'm done. I'm tired too. It's getting warm in here. I'm going to go pick up Carla. We'll be back here again tomorrow. Not sure if Carla's coming in tomorrow due to work, etc. But I'll be here. Dion will be here. I've even got one of my other photographers coming in for the full day, so very excited for that. Appreciate that, folks. And sorry, I meant to say appreciate you folks, and we'll be back here again in the morning. Ciao! Alright folks, it is Friday, a little bit behind schedule here. It's 8 o'clock. Dion even nearly bet me here. There's no Carla today, she's working as well, so not here anyway. Alright, straight to the point. Things picked up last night again, so we're back to some sense of whatever normal is. We've got 21 orders to go out, not too bad. And even Dion said he's had a bit of a pickup as well, and he hasn't even been listening. So, I don't know, it's just the bloody ups and downs of it all. We're on 90,400, so we're slowly creeping back up. We've got some big bangers going out too. Nice big jersey. I think there was a multi-quantity order as well. And, oh yeah, we sold a whole bunch of phones, which I'll show you guys as well. So yeah, it's been good. Obviously we're running a 50% sale, so that makes a huge difference, but not all the stuff that's been selling is 50% off as well. I'm going to take you through some of the phones, but the plan today is just to continue. Well, the team will be doing a lot of photos. We do have one of our other photographers in. We do have to count this stuff as well, although that's not super urgent. I've messaged the eWaste folks to come pick up the pallets and stuff, but that's probably going to happen next week, just because, you know, it is long weekend and all that. But really, I'm just going to try and continue to spend as much time here and get as much photoed and listed. I mean, we did have a list of things on my to-do list to be done. Some is important, some is not. Like we did talk about doing some of the jackets and stuff, but again, it's not necessarily a priority at this point because we're not listing jackets, but it's just in the back of my mind knowing that we have to get it done. So definitely just got to stay on top of that. Just going to quickly check the to-do list, make sure there wasn't anything else I forgot. So we're going to continue to do this and this. That's my most important stuff. This will probably get pushed out. I do need to think about what I'm doing for the whatnot and get that scheduled. I do need to do some pricing stuff for the model, the trade-in model as well. This is now done. I sent that this morning. So I do need to spend a little bit of time on this. It is going to be a long weekend as well, so good thing is I buy a little bit of time to get some admin work. I'll probably end up doing that Monday, but yeah, just got to get on top of a few things. So Dion's going to get straight into doing pick, pack, and post. I'll show you a few things that we've got going out, and I've also got to do a little bit of pre-content work for the reels and stuff. So I'm going to get into it, and yeah. All right, folks, I just wanted to give a quick little update on, you know, the whole eBay stuff and, you know, the processes that we've been trying to do to make a little bit more money. So we have sold 6 phones, which usually we would be selling for about $15 to $25 each, without doing really any work on them. But with the change of process and spending the extra time, we've probably averaged, for these ones, these aren't iPhones, these are like Samsung, so they're a lot quicker to do. It's taken probably about 10 minutes per phone, and we've sold the 6 items for $524. And you know, they're just standard Samsungs of different varieties. Now, the way we've been doing this is simply just resetting them, going through a step-by-step process to make sure there's no data on it, resetting them, and getting them ready to be sold. And yeah, listing them at a higher price. So we have still given this person a bit of a deal, simply because they've bought 6 and they spent $500. So usually the ASP would have been about 100 if someone was buying them individually. It's come out to about 87 bucks, I think it was. But they've, you know, basically purchased them all. So definitely a win-win there. And for the extra 10 minutes to basically, it's not tripling our money, but it's, you know, well, probably almost is. For the extra 10 minutes, definitely worth it. And in the long run, this makes way more sense, even though I was a bit nervous that it wasn't going to pan out this way. So far it is. So definitely worth, yeah, if you can upskill, if you can, you know, give yourself the ability to learn something. I'm not talking about necessarily about phones and tech. I'm talking about, even if you think about getting into clothing this year. Look, when I first started clothing, I didn't know how to sell jeans, but, you know, I bought jeans, I went through the process, figured it out, and here we are. So, you know, that's why you should learn to upskill and give yourself a chance to grow. All right, what do we have going out? We've got another Marmot going out. Did you put this here? Did you put this Marmot here, Dion? Did you put this here? Pardon? You put this here? Yeah. Oh, it's just funny because I packed one last night and it was almost the same. Oh. It confused the heck out of me, and I'm like, crap, did I forget to say? All right, so we've got a couple of jackets going out here. A bit worried there for a moment. All these phones, as I just spoke about. And here's all the other stuff that's going out. We've got lots of variety, actually. We've got fleece, we've got button shirts, we've got a fair bit of women's stuff going out as well. There is a jersey here, which I want to show off. I think is it right this one, or at the very bottom. Just to give you guys a bit of an idea of some of the cool stuff that we've been selling. This one went for $319. I'll put it up on screen so you can have a look. But yeah, pretty cool to be able to sell a big banger like that. It's gone international to the UK. Yeah, this is good. This is actually, I feel like the last 2 days we've had more than what we had on the weekend. So hopefully this long weekend is going to be good. If we're getting the same consistency that we're seeing at the moment, then it should be pretty good, and it might even end up being one of our better weeks. But that also includes a whole bunch of wholesale. So Dean's going to get this packed up, and then we'll get into the day. All right, team, I'm just doing a bit of admin stuff. I've got to do that pricing model update stuff. Spend a bit of time on that, and I'll probably schedule my Whatnot show. For the Whatnot show, we're probably going to end up just doing clothing. Probably starts at $1, $2, $3, more or less. And yeah, I'm going to do that, try and get that done, and then later I'll get back into doing some more e-waste and stuff. Just going to do this while I've got the motivation and while I'm not tired. So admin work better to do in the start than later in the day. And then we can get back onto doing some of the e-waste stuff. The team's out there just doing photos and whatnot. We've had another whole bunch of sales come through actually, which is quite surprising. And one thing I actually forgot to mention yesterday. So we did all the media and e-waste, this week. So this week, just in e-waste and media, we have processed 680 kilos. This year alone, we've actually already processed 1 ton of e-waste. So I think it's really important to understand like the sheer volume of stuff we're getting through and processing through. And it's really important to understand that obviously there's some really good outcomes from that, because our focus is to obviously, if you can resell, reuse, rehome, recycle before it, obviously it goes to places where it's going to cost to have to get it broken down, or some stuff goes to landfill still. We want to avoid that. And it's just a nice little tally to think that, we've been back for, 2 weeks and we've already done a ton in e-waste. So that's just crazy to think about. If I look to date in terms of the total that we've done, it looks like to date we have now actually processed, this is since March 2025, so since being in the warehouse, we have processed 9.2 tons of e-waste. So pretty solid. All right, team, it's now almost 1 o'clock. I've spent a good 2 hours doing some more meeting prep and pricing stuff for this new program that we're doing. Just a bit of back and forth. It took a bit, but just got to get it right. So spent that, and I've got another follow-up meeting on Tuesday. We've had lunch now. Team's still doing photos and stuff. Dion's doing some more postage, and I'm getting back into the e-waste. So first thing I'm tackling is this little guy. I think this is an M1. I believe it is. And yeah, A2179. So I'm going to see if this guy's working and see if we can't get ourselves some quick dollary dues. And so far it's actually booted up, ready to go. So let's see. Oh, I think it's going to be fine. This is great. If this is another working machine, like this is, let's see how much it is. Hopefully a couple of $100. That one's gone for 500, and that one's gone for 340. 330. Geez, this could be all right. I was wrong. It is not an M1. It's a bit lower model, so this is from 2020. This is the one's pre-M1. So it's just an i3 8 gig. This thing's pretty not that exciting actually. Should still be able to get some dollar dues for it. I'll double check what the pricing is on this one just to make sure what I showed you is accurate. Alright, so we should still be able to get hopefully about $360 for this one. Alright, we've got that doing an update. We've got heaps more to go through. We've got a huge backlog that I'm just working my way through, so I'm just going to get these charging and yeah, get going. Alright, we're having another good win. We just got an iPhone 14 Pro, and this is unlocked, already been restored. It's definitely damaged, but we should be able to get a good little pay packet for that one too. So just letting it charge, and then I'll do some proper testing on it. But it looks like it's just going to need a back replacement, and it's missing the SIM pouch, but pretty good. Alright, we're in full force. We've got the big fans going over there as well because it's getting pretty hot. Got heaps more on charge, and I'm just over here doing some configurations on the Apple configurator. This is for the iPhone 14 Pro. Trying to get that one done so I can get it photoed and listed now, and same for that Mac. I've just photoed it. We'll get that listed before I go, so that way we get good sales over the weekend. I've got about 3 or 4 other devices ready to photo. I'm just doing all the resets and checks on them, and hopefully we'll be able to bang out hopefully about 10 devices. It's 2:30. I'm going to leave here around 4:30, so should be able to get 10 devices and hopefully averaging that $100 mark. Some of them are going to be obviously $300, $400, but we should be able to do another extra $1,000 to $1,500. That is the goal. And if we can do that, that will be a nice little boost for the weekend. The sales have really picked up today. Actually, we're sitting on 27 sold today, and we're already sitting on $1,191. So we just had someone come through and buy 7 more items. So very, very grateful for that. Things are finally kicking off, but obviously it's got to retain it. So, all right, team, we're almost at the end of the tail. We managed to get, we actually did get, I think it was actually 11 devices done. I'm just got to go send a couple more items. Oh, something just sold. It's been a really great day. You'll notice it in my voice, just how much things, when things are just going the way they should be, one less thing to think about, right? All right, so I don't think I saved this morning, so that's all done. This has now been paid. I just had the email come through. That's been paid. That's been done. So this consignment was around $790, I think it was, that I had to pay out. They were having some invoicing issues, so that's all done. Pricing model, we have a meeting on Tuesday to discuss this. So that's just continuing to move. Whatnot, I will schedule that over the weekend. It's probably going to be clothes. This, we'll just push it out. This stuff, we've done pretty good. I reckon we've done about $1,500 worth of value on that, and I'm going to get that list. It'll probably be stuff that I list either tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, to get some extra sales over the weekend. And we've got a whole bunch of, we've got a whole bunch of iPhones and devices, which I'm bulking up. I spoke about this at the start of the week, that ideally that we can sell that to one customer and get a higher ASP, again around that $80 to $100. We're sitting at, I think there's, must be about 9 there. So I want to try and get that to about $1,000 lot each time. And they might buy that once every couple of weeks or maybe once a month and spend up to about $2,000. So if we can do that, that's going to be great. And then anything they don't want, well, just sells on anyway. Haven't listed the Mac yet. The Mac, I'll list as well. So pretty good, all things considered. We're still going to catch up before I leave, but just kind of wanted to touch base on this. And of course, next week we'll have some updates to this as well. But it's been a pretty good week. We'll talk about that at the end. I'm just going to put you on charge while I go do some postage, and we'll be finishing up with the recap and stuff. Oh, there we go. Gee whiz, what a day, what a week. I tell you, it's been an emotional roller coaster. And first thing off the bat, I'll just say, you can probably hear it in my voice when things aren't going as planned versus when things are just smooth rolling as they should be. And I'm not here to say, eBay's bad and all those different things, but it is really an emotional roller coaster. And people who told me I shouldn't get so emotional about it, but it's like, well, at the end of the day, I've got staff that I need to, make sure I'm paying, and I've got rent, and of course that's my own fault, and that's the business we run. But it keeps me honest and helps me drive forward and find better ways of doing things. And this week is shaping up to be great. It's shaping up to be strong. Like the start of the week was brutal. If we're just getting straight into the recap and lessons here, but the start of the week was brutal, and I feel like I've probably gotten to a bit more of a fast pace than last week. Last week I was trying to take things nice and slow and get you guys into understanding where my head's at. So I do apologize if I've missed some of the value add this week in terms of really helping you understand why I'm doing things. Sometimes I just get so stuck in the moment. But anyway, this week, other than the roller coaster rides, it's been a great week, all things considered. And I guess the first thing that I'm just super grateful for, and I just want to say a big thanks to, is there's 2 individuals specifically. I won't name names because they don't want their names named, or maybe they don't care, but anyway, it's irrelevant. So my laptop guy, and I guess it's my computer guy as well. So the 2 of them, or my Mac guy, I'll call him, you know who you are. we're friends, we're mates, and you know, obviously we do business as well and help each other, but just being able to share ideas, share thoughts, bounce ideas, help each other, and the amount of support I've received from them this week has just been like no other, and I'm just very, very grateful, and I want to say a big thank you. And it comes back to what I was saying earlier, is like, you want to find, you know, your crew, the folks that are willing to be there to help give you ideas, keep you honest, and are part of the journey, right? You know, they're invested as well. They want me to be successful. If I'm successful, they can be successful, because it all trickles around, right? So I just want to say that. The other thing is like, look, at the moment, I've spoken to a few other people since I've been back, and they've all said that it's been pretty quiet for them too. So it seems like it's not just me. It seems like it's quite a fair few people, especially in the clothing space. So we gotta innovate. We gotta, you know, do more listings. We gotta do all these things. But the e-waste stuff is starting to really shape up really well, and I'm super excited to be able to say, you know, we landed a year in the warehouse in 2 weeks, and by that time we would have done 10 ton in e-waste. Now that might not sound like, or maybe it does sound like a lot, I don't know. In clothing, I mean, we've probably done more than that. We've probably done about 23,000 pieces of clothing, and if the average of that is, you know, even if it's 255 grams, geez, that's a lot. That's since starting though. 255. Yeah, we've probably done 5.5 tons of clothing since starting clothing, which is about 3 years. So, you know, just looking at those stats is pretty amazing as well. Now, the other thing this week is we've had some amazing wins. We've had some struggles and challenges and frustrations, but we've had some amazing wins in getting into the e-waste and the new workflows. That's been great. We're starting to see that ASP, and also I've had some pretty good runs this week in terms of just finding some good items, but hopefully there'll be some more of that. There's been a few delays on a few other things, like this new collection system. Again, that's going to take time, and there's no point really talking about it until I have more detail. So that is happening. When it happens, it will happen, but you know, it's just on the back burner working. But I'm going to try and push, you know, to get it all happening, because I want it more than what it seems. Anyway, I just want it to happen. I'm going to try and push to get that in the first quarter, because I want that to be on top of everything else. We have the new trade-in program, which isn't mine. I'm just the buyer from that. I'm just buying as a service provider, and that's starting to tick off. I think we get our first item next week, so that will be interesting, and I believe it's a camera. So that'll be interesting. The Reels, if you've joined here from Reels or short form content, make sure you let me know down below. Really appreciate being here. I'm going to keep doing that daily. And yeah, it's been, all things considered, it's been a pretty good week. Like, we started off with lots of wholesale, that got us through the bump, and now we're doing back to, I think we've done 50 sales. Sorry, we sent 51 sales and we've done 30 sales, so I'm happy with that. In terms of how we're progressing with the dollar dues, this week we are sitting on, right now, Friday. This week, right now, Friday at 4:41 p.m, we're sitting on $8,626, which is one of the highest we've had in a very, very, very long time. We should get to at least 10, if not close to 12,000 this week. If we hit 13,000, 13.5, we may even do our best week. In terms of where we're on track to do, we're probably now getting closer to doing 31,000 this month. Obviously I'd like that closer to be 35, 36, but that's a big jump. But we've got some big product in there to go out. So yeah, look, that's where I'm at. Next week we'll be back. I'll probably start to share maybe a bit more of my goals next week, maybe. We've got a long weekend this weekend, so I won't be in Monday, I'll be in Tuesday. But it's gonna be hot Tuesday. It's gonna be 40 degrees. So I've said to the team, like, let's just come in first half, get the postage done, and go home. Not gonna make everyone work on a hot weather day like that, stuff that. So that's the plan. Next week we'll also have the whatnot on the 1st of Feb. Yeah, lots of things happening, team. Appreciate being here. If you did have any questions, please reach out and ask. More than happy to help, support wherever I can do. Obviously, I'm not going to handhold you. You got to learn, and that is really the big takeaway. If you can upskill yourself this year, take a little bit of extra time, learn how to do something, you will change your life, and it will change your business if it's business related. So that's me. Appreciate you all. Take it easy. Enjoy the long weekend if that's you, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Ciao.